Well, welcome. It's so good to see you. Susie, thank you for being here. For a full time, thank you so much. It's so good to see you. Andrea, always, it's a great joy to see you. And Jill, whom I don't believe you're going to see. Thank you so much for being able to join, Jill, and welcome to this session. I don't know if you can hear me at all.
Thanks, Susie. Thank you.
Oh,
so
super.
much.
Super. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening. We are waiting for a few more people, but I think we will get started anyway. So we will go on and start the session. I'm grateful for each one of you for being here tonight, joining, and I'm most grateful for Susie and her time and the willingness, the love in her to share with us techniques that will help us become better people, understand certain things, but most importantly, to heal us. So I'm really so pleased that you are able to do this. Thank you for making time for that. I think we should move straight into it. Susie, I don't know how much time you have, but at least right now, I am absolutely delighted to give you about half an hour or however long you need to start. And I will do a little bit of book review afterwards.
All right, thank you. So namaskar. And first of all, I would like to invite us to take a moment and invite all of our teachers that we have personally, our guardian angels, our ascended masters that live with each of us, the guides that have been with us since the beginning of time that come with us wherever we go. And especially to my personal master teacher, Satya Sai Ma, Satya Sai Baba, Baba Loka, Dr. Naram, Baba Ram Das, and all the master teachers, including Dr. Smita, who is our official lineage holder now, all the way back to Viveka and his teachers behind him. May we open our hearts and our minds and our bodies and our spirit and take a nice deep breath in and just let them pour their love and wisdom. And just breathe that in. And feel their commitment in holding us in their loving embrace. As we walk through life. Supporting us, guiding us, and teaching us all that we need to know to be truly who we are. So it is. Namaskar.
So it is.
So I have a lot of teachers that are standing behind me. that have literally guided me to this moment. And I'm truly grateful and thankful and so blessed. You're all blessed. We're all blessed. So these breathing techniques I have done in my Kripalu yoga classes and my hatha yoga classes over the years. I'm not gonna do the Hindu or the Sanskrit names, because at the moment it's literally learning how to embody them. So instead of getting caught up in a name and in a word, it's just really important to just really start at the foundation. So I start this class and it doesn't matter, really? All right, so we're gonna make space for sounds that come on my computer, and they're just gonna wash right through us. They're not gonna irritate us. They're just gonna be part of the environment, because in our everyday lives, we have distractions everywhere we go. And to learn how to be at peace and centered and grounded is the key. So it doesn't matter what's coming in, we can be centered and grounded. So I'm setting that intention today, right now. So this particular one is a foundation, and we came in this world knowing how to breathe this way. You're not going to see my head because I want you to see my hands on my belly. So you're going to take your hands, you're going to place it on your lower belly. That my thumbs are where my belly buttons are. Well, I only have one belly button. My thumb. So you're going to place your hand on the lower belly. I'm going to do it a little lower so you can really see here. So when you inhale, the belly goes out, and it goes out as far as it can go. And then when you exhale, you're going to press the belly back into the spine. Inhale, belly out. Exhale, belly in. Now you're going to breathe through the nostrils, the mouth is closed. Inhale, belly out. And exhale, belly in. This may feel strange and uncomfortable. Inhale, belly out. Exhale, belly in. Now you can return to your normal breathing. So my understanding that for our ancestors, we have healed whole ancestors in our lineage on both the mother and father side. And they knew how to do this breath, and they did this belly breath their entire life. And if they had something happen to themselves and they caught themselves holding their breath or in a life-threatening situation, they knew how to get right back into that breath. However, somewhere down the line, we had a wound that happened in our family lineage that was so deep that they cut themselves off of this breath and started living inside of their nervous system and the reptilian brain and lived in fight or flight. Now, when we look in nature, animals are still deeply connected to this breath, because when they live a life-threatening situation, they will go into a dark place and they will shiver and they will sleep and they will remove that trauma and drama out of their nervous system and their body and go on with their everyday life. Because of our modern day living, we don't take the time to do this repair work, this healing work. We're just told to push on through, buck it up, pull yourself up on with your bootstraps on, right? We're taught all these different ways to don't cry, you can do it, just tough it through. Some of the things that, God never gives you more than you can handle. When you're in the middle of that, that's a really hard phrase to hear. Right? It may be true, but who wants to hear that, right? So we have all those phrases, right? So this belly breath is on a science level. I'm going to drop it down again. You have two forms of sensors. You have two sets of sensors, the lower sensors and the upper sensors. And the upper sensors are the fight or flight sensors. So if you're only doing shallow breathing, it causes immediate anxiety. Your nervous system is on alert and you're in fight or flight or freezing or, appeasing, whatever it is. You have all these different mechanisms and survival mechanisms to keep you locked in that. So when you do the belly breath, you're actually unlocking the diaphragm. So when you inhale, the belly goes out, the diaphragm drops and allows the air to go into all 5 lobes of your lungs. And then when you press the belly into the spine, pushes the diaphragm up, pushing all the air out. So your breath starts at the top, moves down when you inhale the belly out, dropping down into the lower lobes of the lungs. And then when you press the belly into the spine, pushes the air out from the bottom, going up and out. Okay, so if you're just breathing here, you have lung space all the way up underneath here, into the back, down into the lower lobes. And when you're finally able to get that diaphragm to move, because it is a muscle, if it's not being used, because one of the things we women especially have been taught is to hold our belly in, because nobody wants to see a belly. So when you hold the belly in, you're actually not allowing the diaphragm to do its job. So you teach your muscles around your abdomen to harden up, not to have that relaxed, easy movement. You teach the diaphragm to just have shallow movements. And some people, it doesn't even move at all, especially if they're very sedentary or they're in a wheelchair. It's really hard to get a full breath of air. And, or you work at a desk for 8 hours a day. So when you finally are allowing the breath and the lungs to expand in the lower lobes of your lungs, you turn on the sensors that signal the brain all is well in your kingdom. And it turns off the fight or flight mechanism and starts flooding your whole system with well-being hormones, the feel-good hormones. And I can say, when I worked a second shift at a children's treatment center, when I started learning how to do this breath, and I would come home at 11 o'clock at night or later because something happened with the kid and we had to stay late and there was trauma and drama, I would literally go home and do this breath work. I would not go to sleep until I could feel the chemical change in my body. So I wasn't stewing in that toxic chemistry. And sometimes it took a short time, sometimes it took a long time. I just would not go to sleep until that happened, because I knew I needed to have a good night's sleep where rejuvenation and my body would be able to do its self-healing while I slept. Okay, so that's a long explanation of something so simple. So when I started learning how to do this, because I did it in yoga class first, and I would feel so great, And then I would leave the yoga class, and then I'm like, the feeling would dissipate. And I would go back to who I was. And in Kripalu Yoga, we have this phrase, doing yoga off the mat. How do you bring yoga into your everyday life? Well, and when I was doing yoga, I was incredibly fit and I was very rigid. I had very strong muscles. I worked out 7 days a week. I was very, very, very strong and very fit. My belly didn't move a whole lot because I had so much muscle, right? My diaphragm and my eye did not have a whole lot of room to relax in because I was so rigid, which was also a defense mechanism from my life experience up until that point. So learning how to soften and how to round and how to relax into my body became really crucial to my livelihood, my well-being, and my everyday life. So this belly breath is literally the cornerstone, the foundation of dropping into your internal body wisdom instead of being trapped in the head and in the nervous system in fight or flight or revving up the adrenal glands. So this shuts everything down and recreates the environment of bliss. It puts you in contact to your oneness, your Atma, and your God self, and the cosmos and the divine being of beingness. So this is where I started. So first I started doing this breath work in bed when I woke up, doing 10 breaths. Inhale, belly out, exhale, belly in. Then I would do it at night, and then it was not enough. So I'm like, well, because I'm working with these kids, right? I'm like, I could do that up until I went to work, but how I was going to continue to do this breath work when I was at work, because I was holding my breath, waiting for the shoe to drop, right? For something to happen at work. And I'm like, I wasn't able to be fully present to the kids then either, because I was anticipating, right? And I didn't like that because I didn't want to go to work expecting something bad to happen. I wanted to give the kids the respect and dignity that, hey, they know how to handle themselves. They do know how to recover. They do know how to behave. So I started doing bathroom breaks. If I started feeling anxious or whatever, I would take a bathroom break, go in the bathroom, start doing the belly work. And eventually I didn't have to use my hands anymore because I started having that muscle memory in my body. And every time I caught myself holding my breath, I would say, breathe. And people are looking at you, they don't know what you're doing. So you can do this in a car, driving to work, coming back from work, resetting your nervous system so that when you go to work, you're clear. When you leave work, you're clear. And when you go home, you have left the day behind you. And while I was working, I learned how to breathe this throughout my day, no matter what was coming my way. And it literally took me 365 days to do this discipline till my body just clicked and I'm doing the belly breath naturally. Now, have I been in dangerous situations or feeling unsafe? Or yes, I have. And when I become aware, there's no shame, there's no anger, there's no, you should do this all the time, blah, blah. There's no blame there, there's no shoulda, woulda, coulda, there's no judgment. When I become aware, I immediately drop into my belly and breathe my belly breath. So it's a lifelong journey of breathing to be fully present in your life. So I talk a lot for the belly breath because it's so important and so simple. And it's truly life-changing. The story that I tell is I'm at work. And this changed my life. And I've been doing yoga, the Kripalu yoga, for about 6 months. And I was really practicing and being really diligent and disciplined with the breath work. Not necessarily doing yoga all the time, right? Outside of class, but I started with this one practice, was with the belly breath. I'm at work and I was an advocate to one of the girls, and she was trying to start a riot on the unit, banging on people's doors, yelling, trying to instigate and get kids to blow up. But, you know, and some of them were not going into the rooms and, you know, not closing the door, you know, so it was really quite a very intense situation. And she's running around the unit, and there's upstairs and downstairs, and the bedrooms are upstairs. So she was running from the staff. So she was running up the back way, and I turned around and came up the front way, and I'm walking towards her. She's running and just screaming and calling me every kind of name that you could possibly imagine. And I realized in that moment that I was holding my breath, and I just said, breathe. And I started doing the belly breath, and all of a sudden, it's like things slowed down. And I looked at her and I called her name and I said, I can see you're really angry. Do you know why you're angry? And I'm doing my belly breath as I'm talking to her, not getting hooked by anything that she says. And she stops and she goes, no. Now I can tell by her actions that she's got a lot of control, right? If you can stop in the middle of that rage and answer my question, she's just causing trouble, right? She's being who she is in this exaggerated moment of who she can be. And I said, you know, so right now, all you've done is said a bunch of curse words, and our house rules are you have like 45 minutes right now in your room. And I said, so it can go two different ways. You can walk to your room and do your time, or we can go down the path and you have to be restrained and we have to put you into the safe room. And then you have days of getting all your privileges back. What do you want to do? She looked at me. She turned around and went into her room. In that moment, using that technique of breathing was profound, because in that moment, I became a really good staff. I became a really good staff. I allowed her to gain control and respect her dignity and self-respect for herself and take charge of what she could do, just with a breath. And it changed my life forever. Now, do I still have people that can trigger me? Yes. However, I put into practice my teachings, and I start with the belly breath. That's where I start. That's number one. Okay, so we're all going to take a moment, and you're going to breathe through the nostrils, and we're going to place our hands on the belly again, and we're going to do this 10 times. Inhale, and I close my eyes because I want to feel the whole inside of my body. I want to feel my lungs expand. I want to feel my diaphragm move. I want to feel my belly expand. I want to feel the inside of my abdomen with my mind and feel the breath and the expansion, experience that expansion. Right? And when I press the belly into my spine, I'm going to start exhaling from the bottom, pressing the air out from the lower lobes of the lungs. I'm going to feel the diaphragm going up and pressing all the air out. Again, if it doesn't happen right away, I've been doing this since 1996. So my level of self-awareness has grown with the years, but I started without being able to feel anything and not move anything because I was so muscular and so rigid and so constricted. But I imagined it in my mind, and I imagined it happening in my body. So here we go. Inhale, belly out. Exhale, belly in. 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 Inhale, belly out. Last one, exhale, belly in. And unfortunately, I lost count, so that was close. So I started off with 10 in the morning as I was laying in bed, setting my intention for the day, visualizing how my day was going to be, and if whatever showed up, if I became aware of that I was holding my breath, in that second, without having any irritation or aggravation towards myself or whoever or whatever's happening, I would go into my belly breath with that intention. Now there's two more parts to this breath, because this is working on the diaphragm and learning and teaching your belly to go in and out. Because this breath you use a lot in all of the pranayama breath work techniques. This is the breath work that you're doing, unless being told otherwise. So whatever breath work you're using, you're constantly using the abdominal breath. So the second piece is you'll place your hands, your fingers in the front and your thumb in the back on the side, so you can actually feel the lower rib cage expand. So you're teaching to relax the solar plexus and actually bringing the mind into the body, because this is the key, bringing the mind into the body and bringing self-awareness in with the breath work. So when you inhale, belly goes out, feel the rib cage and the back behind where your kidneys are expand, and the front expand, and then exhale, pressing it all in a 360 degree. Inhale, belly out, express and expand the rib cage, 360 degrees. Exhale, press everything in, 360. Inhale, belly out, expanding the rib cage, 360. And exhale, press it all in. Okay. Now the third breath has to do with consciousness and awareness, because we're getting ready to hook into the energetic world with this upper breath. So when you're breathing into the chest, you're expanding the air into the upper parts of the lobe. In the back, you want to feel the back of your shoulder blades lifting up, and the side here expanding out. You know, you've seen pictures of weightlifters, the world weightlifter, Arnold Schwarzenegger. They put their hands here on the side and then they go, and then the wings show up on the side. That's what we want to imagine in our mind that we're doing for this upper part of breath work, because we want to fill in all the air, because we're getting rid of what? The anxiety of not breathing fully into our bodies. Now, I would like to say that there are some cultures in this world that may already do this belly breath, this 3-part breath naturally. That may be their natural way, because their family, their culture, their country has kept that breath work inside of their traditions. Okay, but for those of us who do the shallow breathing, who are shut down our heart because of whatever tragedy has happened in our ancestral path, we took on around the age of 3, when the skull starts to close up, and we spent all these months laying on our mother's chest, breathing the way she breathed, her family breathes, right? So when you decide to stay at 3, you hook in and lock in that breath work of your family. And you'll actually see, if you ever look at babies, they usually sleep on their back. And at some point, they turn on to their belly. And when they turn on to their belly, there's a switch that's going on. I can't prove this medically. I just know what I've watched because their breathing patterns change. They still are able to do that belly breath, but they're saying, I'm here to stay. I'm going to stay around. And I'm going to be with my people now. So, okay. Now, the hands on the chest, and I've had teachers say similar things along this line. You're going to put your hands on the chest. You're going to inhale, and you're just going to, you're going to expand 360. You're going to feel the shoulder blades lift, the side all the way up into your armpits, expand out, the front of the chest lift up. And you're going to breathe past the neck, past the head, and you're going to go into the energy world. Expand as far as you can. And then when you exhale, belly in, you're going to press, 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 down, contract, squish, bringing the air down. All right. Inhale, expand, 360. And exhale. Pressing all the air out. Inhale, expand into the breasts, into the armpits, back of the shoulder blades. Feel everything lifting up and out. Expand, inhaling all the way up. And now exhale, pressing everything in and out. One more time, inhale, expand. And exhale. Press in, 360, and expelling all the air out. Pressing the belly into the spine. All right. So you have this video, you have this recording. I personally would focus until you are really comfortable just doing that first step of the belly breath. And then start practicing. Don't do this all right away. Start with one step and then work on that belly breath. Then you can start working on that second step and then the third step. And I'll come on and we'll do the 3-part breath all together. All right, we'll do that at another time. We can do this in steps. You don't need to learn everything right now. It took me a long time to learn how to do this breath work. It doesn't need to be mastered in a day or in this session. All right, so the next breath work, and I don't know how you're feeling when you're doing this. Hopefully it's not making you feel dizzy or lightheaded. If that's the case, what you're experiencing is euphoria because your brain is getting more oxygen than it's ever gotten before. So just stop, make sure you're sitting down, have some water, sip on it. Because the next 2 breathing exercises that we're going to do, it's going to increase this level of self-awareness. We're going to work on the vagus nerve. And I actually have one at the very end that we're going to do to re-energize the body after the meditation. So this next breathing exercises is teaching your body, mind, nervous system, heart, how to work together again. Left hemisphere, the right hemisphere. It's integrating a lot of components, and you may be familiar with it or not. And the intention of this breath work is, and when you're doing it, you're not able to have any thought. So this really calms and cools the mind. So the vata and pitta are really nourished during this particular breath work. And the vagus nerve is nourished and exercised. The heart is nourished and energized because the breath work is washing over the heart. And that's the other thing. When you're doing the 3-part breath, you're doing the belly breath, you're allowing the breath, which moves throughout the whole body, right? It circulates with oxygen through your blood, to create a level of nourishment and oxygenation that takes you, again, out of fight or flight, out of stress, to become relaxed and energized at the same time. And we tap into heart wisdom instead of just mental knowledge. We make different decisions when we're doing this breath work because there's a communication happening with the whole body, so you're completely present. So we're going to do counts. And the way I was taught is you put, and this is my right hand, you put your pointer finger and middle finger right between your eyebrows. You're going to use your ring finger and thumb to do this breath work. And you always start by exhaling out of the nostril, the left nostril first. So you're gonna, and I'm just gonna show you, if you can look at me. So the thumb, I'm gonna inhale, I'm gonna close the right nostril, exhale out of the left completely. And then I'm gonna inhale, counting to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to breathe in completely, close the left nostril, and I'm going to hold for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to exhale out of the right nostril, relaxing the right thumb. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale up the right nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close the right nostril. Count for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale out the left nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling all the air out. Inhale up the left nostril. 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's how we're going to do it. You're all supposed to end on the left nostril exhaling, but I stopped the middle because I just wanted you to see one complete round. Any questions? I didn't ask for any questions for the first part, but does anybody have questions before we go on? Because this really calms everything down. So sometimes if you had a question, it'll go out of your mind. So you can.
Yeah, I have a question. Could you spell the first technique, the colponic breathing technique, I think you said? I'm not sure. How do you spell that?
Oh, I'm just using the English words. It's just the very first breathing technique is belly breath.
Okay.
I will share the technical names on the site, on the WhatsApp group. It's just not necessary.
Okay.
It really isn't, because it's not about the name. It's literally about how you feel.
Got it.
That's what I'm focused on. And this one also, I mean, it's volum volum, you know, but we don't have to know the name. What I call this is that it's a heart breath for me. It's the heart, it balances and synchronizes the heart and mind. So to me, it's a brain, mind, and heart and body technique, breathing technique, because of the vagus nerve that we're really tapping into. And again, signaling the body that we are in relaxation mode And this is really food on all levels. This allows the body to take a breath and take a break and synchronize and get back in sync with itself. Okay.
Well, Susie, just before you start, thank you so much. I don't have a question, but maybe a comment. Breathing has been my problem. I have held my breath my whole life. It's something I'm just starting now to be aware of because my acne is so low, and I need to, to work with my prana and increase my prana. And while we were doing that session, the last part of the first session, yes, I did feel lightheaded, meaning probably I'm experiencing more oxygen in my brain than I've ever been able to before. So yeah, for me, it's real. It works if you
Fantastic.
try. Yeah, thank you so much. Just wanted to comment.
Fantastic. That is something that needs to be, explained and addressed. And when you do feel that, just know you can stop the exercise and breathe your normal way. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen or experienced somebody passing out from doing this, but it can also have a backlash reaction of being scared, right? Because it's a new experience. So just be aware, because the mind is tricky, right? If it has an expectation of being lived one way, and when you're introducing something new, it takes a while for it to let go of that expectation because there's something new coming in.
Yeah.
So wonderful and fabulous. Okay, so now we're going to place the two fingers on the forehead in between the eyebrows.
Mhm.
You're going to use the ring finger and the thumb. You're going to close we're going to inhale first. Close the right nostril, exhale out the left. Sitting upright, either your legs are cross-legged or planted firmly on the ground. Now inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2. Oh, close the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, release the thumb out the right nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Close the nostril. Count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, left nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Close the nostril. Count 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Close nostril. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Release left nostril. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's all I'm going to do. Because what you're going to notice is that one nostril may be open, the other nostril may be closed. Every 2 hours, the nostrils switch. When you're doing these breath works, eventually both nostrils can be open more or less. And you'll also notice that you inhale longer and you exhale shorter. So it's causing you, especially when you're like, ooh, it's really uncomfortable. Or you inhale really short and exhale really long. So what I've been taught is if you're an inhaler and you can inhale, you're really grounded. You're very matter of fact. Show me the facts. none of this hocus pocus magic shit, stuff. I'm of this world. I'm really grounded and I'm focused in the material world. If you're a really long exhaler, you're a dreamer, you live in the spirit world, and you may actually find being in this world very painful. All right. So the key is to learn how to balance your breath work. So this is why that foundation breath work, the baby's breath or the belly breath, is so crucial, because you're learning how to expand and contract the diaphragm. So you're unhooking from I'm very material and this is painful and I don't like this world, because there was a decision made somewhere in your first 3 years of how you were going to be in this world. Okay, depending on what happened to you, and an unconscious decision was made. So when you're doing this breath work with the count of 4, you can work to up to 6 counts, 8 counts, and you're really learning how to lengthen the inhale and exhale so they're even. Okay, so that's kind of a little more advanced breath work, but you're learning how to inhale and exhale the same amount, because guess what? It's important to dream. And then it's really important to take that dream and materialize it out in here, into this real world. You need both. And it's very important to learn how to not only survive, but thrive when things happen, so that you're not running away energetically or mentally or emotionally or physically from things that are happening around you in the real world. You can be present. So, and especially as those of us that are going to be practitioners or thinking about it or really wanting to work on ourselves first, so that we heal ourselves first, so that we can be really present to the people that are in front of us who are coming for, concerns. We're really present. And again, some cultures, they already have this in their chemistry, right? They don't even think about breathing because they're just breathing this naturally, right? But there's some of us in other cultures, we're completely disconnected from that. Okay, so, and a lot of it has to do with migrating, becoming immigrants, leaving your homeland, because you have to leave so much of your life and everyone that you love in your whole existence behind you to start somewhere new. So you shut your heart down. And then when you get to this new land, it can be very frightening, right? So again, there's another level of shutting down, right? And in the United States in particular, when they came to this country, whatever their experiences was, whether it was famine or war or political unrest or persecution or religious persecution, or they were second sons and daughters and they had no chance of overcoming whatever they were overcoming in their homeland, in their hometown, or they were running away from whatever, or they were just needing a new adventure, right? When they came to the United States, they had to work so hard, and they worked to forget everything they left behind. So that's kind of our myth and the reality of the United States. And unfortunately, we're incredibly hard on all the immigrants, right? Because you have to work 10 times harder than everybody else, and everybody else is going up to the next level and you're starting here. I don't know how many people in New York, particularly the taxi cab drivers, they're highly educated people from their homeland, right? But they don't speak English well, or they have to get a degree again. You hear what I'm saying? It's just like, so we are really stuck in our breath work. All right. So you can take time and think about your own country and your own experience. So my intention when I relearned how to breathe and how to do this breath work was, I was type A, very rigid, very controlling. my vata was out of control, and I didn't know these terms, and my pitta was, had burnt all of my fire. So, and I had Epstein-Barr virus. So when I started yoga, I was 20, how old was I? 27. And I had hit a brick wall and I had nowhere to go. So I had to surrender. And that's the key, is surrendering into what you're learning. All right, so the third breath work, we have to use that foundation belly breath, Kapalabhati. And this is a fire breath, and this purifies the brain. This, you may also feel dizzy. And we're going to start out slow, and then for 1 minute, we're going to go as fast as we can. All right. And you're breathing through your nostrils, and you're using the diaphragm, and you're using your abdomen to press the air out of the nostrils. All right. Now, I was taught this face. You don't have to do this face, but can you see that? So your lip is slightly curled, your nostrils are flared. All right, I'm going to show the belly. So you can still place your hands down here. So you're inhaling and pressing like somebody's punching you in the belly, but we're not punching, right? You're just, okay. So the nostrils, inhale, exhale. So really important, the body is not moving. So it's you're having a lot of self-control. All the movement is just the belly is moving. Inhale, belly out, and then breathing forcefully out of the nostrils. Inhale through the nose, belly out, exhale, press. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So it's a strong inhale and then a forceful inhale, exhale. All right, so we're going to try this. We're going to do 10 breaths slow. Can everybody see me and understand what I'm doing? Okay, because this brain makes, so if somebody could see auras, and if you do this on a regular basis, the advanced is to be able to do this breath for 20 minutes straight. So you have to have the abdominal strength, the diaphragmic strength, and the muscles have had to have learned to engage in this breath work. And your body has had to learn how to adjust to the increase of oxygen to be able to maintain it for 20 minutes. But if somebody could see auras, you would literally see, the crown that they have for Jesus and all those saints around the head. That's what you're growing. That's on the spiritual enlightenment level, right? You're enlightening the brain. You're fully oxygenating the pineal and the pituitary gland. You're creating a light. So the sparks of light, you're starting in the brain, and you make the pineal and the pituitary light up and shine up, and then they line up, and then all of a sudden you have this one big bright light in your head. Your third eye opens up, and then you have this massive halo of energy. And when you start bringing this light into your body, which we'll learn in the meditation, you start learning how to spark up your entire body. Okay, so this is, again, a foundational breath that we need to do. So the way that I'm bringing the breathing techniques in, it's kind of like you do the foundation breath work, then you do this lighting up the brain breath work. Okay, the second one that I taught is training so it should be the foundation, the nostril breathing that trains your body how to breathe equally, and massaging the air into your body over your heart. Then this one lights up the brain. Okay, then we'll do the meditation. And the third one is going to teach you how to like bring in from above. So you're going to really learn how to bring in and manifest your dreams into reality. Okay. All right. So this Kalabati breathing, fire breath, hands on the lower belly. Inhale through the nostrils, deep, full breath. And then exhale, press forcefully. So inhale, belly out. Exhale, forcefully, press the belly into the spine. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So this is a difficult and a very advanced breath technology. And it's a spiritual enlightenment tool. All right. Now I was taught in yoga, you know, some of the physical things that this breath will do, it'll help with losing weight. And if you have any skin tags, it will help get rid of skin tags. Who knew? So that was what I learned in Ayush Shakti. So inhale through the nostrils, belly out, exhale, press in. Inhale, exhale, forcefully. Inhale, exhale. All right. So this is what it looks like when you're doing it fast. So you can see. If I don't do the face, it feels strange to me because my teacher taught me how to do that face. And the flaring of the nostrils, it creates a stream. The air just shoots out the nostrils. If you relax it, for me, I don't know, it just doesn't have as much force, but that's just me. My master teacher, Saima, she does this breath work in all of her workshops and all of her events when we get together. And the teachers don't use the face. Okay, I'm just letting you know. I just habit. So when people look at him, you're like, why is she making that face? So I'm just letting you know that's that. And my teacher was taught by Maharishi from the TM movement. So she went to the university out in Iowa and did the whole school thing there. So her teacher was Maharishi. And so I'm just saying that's why I do that face, because I don't know how not to do it anymore, if that makes any sense. That you figure out what you like to do. The breath work is most important. So we're gonna start slow and we're gonna move faster and faster, and then we're gonna do 1 minute of fast breath work. The minute you feel lightheaded, slow down. Okay, especially if you've done short chest breath breathing. You're just breathing just right here in the front of the chest. That's all you're breathing. This can be really huge. All right, so let's begin slow. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now a little faster. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now go a little faster. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And now we're going to do it for a minute. I've got the starter, so let's begin. All right, and stop. Woo. Okay,
Well, I couldn't
So-
keep up. I couldn't keep up.
that, well, trust me, I have people that are so advanced, they could probably do it for an hour. And when they're breathing, they sound like a stampede of water buffaloes. Okay, I kid you not. They're like,
Wow. Wow.
okay, and they are really, I mean, they're very powerful.
Mm.
So one of my favorite pictures is a video of this man from India, and it's pretty far back. So it's a pretty early video, and I'm going to use my hands. So this is the spine of the man, and when he inhaled, his belly literally went out like this,
Oh,
and
yeah.
when he exhaled, his belly went in like this. Like he was just, you couldn't even see. I'm like, where did his organs go? Okay, so when he inhaled, the belly went out like this, and when he breathed in, and I mean exhaled all the air out, that belly went all, starting from the base, went in all the way like this. So, and when you looked at him, he was just, he was pretty skinny. He was just an average looking person. And I don't know, he was able to, I'm like, he was full out there, and then everything disappeared.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So, and he had been doing yoga and breath work as a yogi since he was a child.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. And he was an older man by the time I saw this video of him. Okay. So, and I've seen all different sizes and shapes of human beings being able to do this advanced breath work.
Wow.
Okay. So we don't need to exaggerate the belly that big, right? And get it in that far, right? But we do need to learn how to expand the abdomen, because that breath work, because as you get tighter, you go up the diaphragm, right? So you're not longer doing the belly abdomen, because the abdomens are tired, and all of a sudden you're doing, you know, the rib cage breath work, and then at the very end you're doing just the chest.
Mm.
The goal is to be able to do that breath work 20 minutes straight, just from the abdomen. So, and it's not going to happen today, it's not going to happen tomorrow. This is a discipline, right? You got to discipline yourself to do this breath work. All
Wow.
right. Okay. So we have prepared the body, we've prepared the nervous system, we've prepared the brain for the meditation. Now I got to look at the time. What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry, I lost track of time.
No, that's okay.
How are the other people? How are you are you okay with, because the meditation, I have several different ways I can do this. And I guess I can come on another time and just do the meditation. And today I just do the breath work. I know Pratsutia wanted to really learn how to make the stars come into your body. I do understand that. So what we can do is I'm just going to talk you through just a little bit about that. So close your eyes. And every organ has a mother cell. Now this work comes from Saima, so everybody knows that it's coming from my teacher. Every organ has a mother cell. And we have an originating mother cell, right? When the sperm and egg became one. And from that moment on, we created ourselves with God and the master plan and your book of life. And you know, you started putting together a physical manifestation so that your spirit and your soul would have a home. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a short version, and then I'll do just the meditation another time, because that could be lengthy depending on how old the person is. because we start with the oldest person in the group and go back to the moment of conception. And then we grow ourselves forward.
That sounds good. Let's
You want to do
Let's
that?
do
That's,
this
now
one
this
and then we
might take
can-
a little longer time. So I'm just letting you know if you, this might be a little long. So I'm 56. I need to know who the oldest person is in the room. Sorry, I just need to know. Do we have somebody in their 60s? Somebody in their 70s?
no.
So there's in their 60s, or is everybody in their 50s here?
Yeah.
You're in your 60s? Can I ask? Can I for tuta so sorry. Prafuta, how may I ask how old you are? How young you are?
72.
You are 72. It's important for us to start at that age. You're amazing.
No.
You're
Wow.
72. I'm like,
No way.
all right.
Prafuta, you 72?
Yes.
Thank you for bringing your sageness and your wisdom. So thank you.
Goodness. Wow.
Amazing.
Okay, so whoever's unmuted, please mute yourself. All right. So we're going to start at the age of 72. That's we're all starting at that age. So if we're not that age, we're going to go to our 72-year-old self and we're going to start there. Okay. And all right. So we're going to start there. And we're going to end up all being 150 years old, years young. Okay. So just know we're going all the way to 150 because our cells are actually made to live naturally to 150 years old, naturally. Okay. So we have a lot of limiting beliefs that we believe in, that we've taken on as truth, that we need to recreate that and let that go. Okay. Because in some traditions, death is not real. Okay. We don't have to die at all. Okay. But that's a whole nother teaching and we don't need to get into it. So we're going to only focus on 150. And what that does is that allows, as we grow into the next age that we become, we get to carry a level of health so that our golden years can truly be golden with the least amount of health issues, that we can be very productive and active in participating in our lives at whatever age we are. Okay. So we're starting at 72. Just take a nice breath in and exhale. Now imagine a 10 o'clock sun sitting on top of your head. You're going to open the top of your head like a can, with a can opener, opening a can. You're just going to open up the top of your head and feel and bask in the 10 a.m. sun. It's a beautiful liquid, white, yellow. It's not too hot. It's just the right temperature. It's beautiful, radiating. And you're going to bring that sun into your brain. And just sit there for a moment with this 10 a.m. sun inside your brain, inside your head. Then you're going to drop it down to your throat. Drop it down into your chest and shoulders. Drop it down into your solar plexus, belly button area. Drop it down into the pelvic floor. Through both of your legs and underneath your feet. You're going to drop down into your earth star. And growing roots from your feet with the sun going all the way down into the heart of the mother. And when you place your feet on the heart of the Mother Earth, you're going to have a silver ball of energy meld with the 10 a.m. sun. Staying grounded in the heart of Mother Earth. You're going to pull the sun, that liquid silver ball, through your body. The yellow sun stays underneath your feet, grounded and anchored in the heart of the mother. That silver ball fills, going all the way up to the Earth star underneath your feet. You're going to pull that silver ball through your legs into the pelvic floor, your root chakra, pulling it through your belly, solar plexus, chest, arms, shoulders, throat, into the head, out of the head, sitting on top of the head, going straight into the soul star. And now you're going to go all the way up through our sun, through the central sun, through the great central sun, all the way into the cosmos, into the heart of our spiritual father. And that golden sun that's in the heart of our spiritual cosmic father, place the silver sun in there, melding and merging. So we are anchored in our father and our mother. And now see those light, just a thin strand coming from the heart of the father and the heart of the mother. See that strand come all the way up and down, intertwining inside of our hearts. Meeting in the middle of our hearts, intertwining. So there's this beautiful thread, twine of silver and gold anchored in our hearts. And in the center of that, there's this diamond bright white light. And see that expand and grow to fill the whole heart, the chest cavity, the abdomen, the hip, the pelvic floor, radiating out like a huge star, engulfing your legs, your feet, your neck, your head. And now pull your arms all the way out to the side and grow the star in 360 degrees out through all of your auras, all the way up to the 13th dimension, radiating out in a huge, massive star. Now, as you bring your arms in, your hands in closer to your body, you're condensing this bright white sunlight, starlight, cosmic divinity, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and bringing it back into your body. So it's completely encapsulated by your physical form. Your skin is the outer edge. And if somebody was looking at you, you're glowing from within with sparkly, shimmery lights shimmering throughout your etheric body, your emotional body, your mental body, your causal body, your spiritual body, and your crystalline body. Breathing in and out. Now, from this place of who we are before we're born, and as we come in born, in that moment of conception, let's begin. Starting at the age of 72, sitting inside of our heart, we're going to count down backwards, going down through our ages. 71, 70, 69, 68, 67, 66, 65, 64, 63, 62, 61, 60. 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50. 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40. 'If there are any instances of illness, negative thinking, harmful experiences, sadness, grief, lack of joy, depression, up until 40. Just see it melt and dissolve, pooling at the bottom of your feet, being absorbed by Mother Earth, being transformed, transfigured, transmutated into something good for all. Starting at 40, moving further down, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Again, if there is any illness or experiences or thoughts of limiting beliefs, again, see them being melted, pouring down through the body onto Mother Earth. And again, seeing her transfigure, transform, and transmute it all into something good for all. Again, beginning at 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. All trauma and drama and beliefs and experiences, conscious and unconscious. See them pouring down through the bottom of your feet onto Earth, onto Mother Earth. And again, know that she is transforming, transfiguring, transmuting all of this into something good for all. Beginning at 3, 2, 1. The moment of birth. 9 months, 8 months, 7 months, 6 months, 5 months, 4 months, 3 months, 2 months, 1 month. The moment of conception. Just know all the experiences and feelings and emotions and generational ancestral things experienced inside of the mother's womb, your mother's womb. See them melting into Mother Earth, being transformed, transmuted, transfigured into something good for all. We're going to go past conception and go in the tunnel as we're coming through from the other side into a human existence, and having all of whatever that we're experiencing as we're going from an energetic being becoming a human being, a physical being. May that be transmuted, transfigured, and transmuted into something good for all. Now let us begin in the moment when the egg and the sperm become one. Let's set our intentions of being able to be fully present in our lives, no matter what. We're completely full of radiant, healthy health, full of joy and awe and wonderment, full of strength and endurance, full of love and compassion and kindness, with the knowingness and understanding that our presence is wanted, valued, loved. And let's grow forth this fully integrated being, one with our divinity and one with our humanity. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, the moment being born. Breathing, inhale, belly out. Exhale, belly in. Being centered and fully present to our divinity and our humanity. Fully healed and fully one. 1 year old, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pulling all of that love, compassion and understanding and knowingness and strength and endurance and flexibility. Moving forward, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Pulling through all of that love and understanding and compassion and healthy health and vitality and strength and endurance and flexibility and excitement and passion of being in our heart no matter what. Moving forward, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, pulling that through 30, through 40, through 50, sitting there between 50 and 60, the age that we are, all the way through 72, completely inside of our hearts, full of heart wisdom and knowledge, full of vigor and strength and healthy health, completely present to loving kindness and compassion, with listening with understanding, being present to ourselves and to others, completely in our soul, in our physical being, growing into our Atma, creating a physical presence for our Atma to become one with us. From 72, growing into our future selves, knowing that the seeds have been planted. 73, 74, 75, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. Sitting as a sage, wise, having grown into a new being each and every day for 150 years. Still eyes wide with awe and wonder, full of love, heart wisdom, and intelligence. See our friends all around us. See us dancing and living our lives fully and completely. And go back to the age that we are, all the way down to the moment of conception, the moment of our birth, sitting with all of our ages at one. And then bringing that moment of conception and the 150-year-old being all the way into our heart, into the age that we are today in this moment. Bringing that newness and sage wisdom together within our heart. Sitting in that moment. And as we breathe, inhale and exhale, and see all the stars in all of our 37, 32 to 100 trillion cells. Just see the stars twinkling in every cell. And if somebody was looking at us now, we would just be like a multi-universe, dimensional being that we are. Just see all the stars twinkling, full of health and vibrancy, vivaciousness, and awe and love, and compassion and understanding. Breathing that in our heart and in our being. And if we've expanded outside of our skin, just slowly bring all of your lights and your stars to the surface of your skin. Pull it inside the surface of your skin, bringing it all into your concentrated energetic centers, all the rivers and tributaries and oceans, chakras, your meridians, into every single organ. And inhales, feeling all your organs expanding, creating space. As you expand that belly, as you inhale and exhale, pressing, creating juiciness in your being. Inhale and exhale. And taking a moment, if there's anything that really truly does not serve who you are, whether it's an energy or a thought, way of living, that you're becoming aware of the age that you are, an entity, just see it melting out of your body into the ground. Sending it all back to its originating source, never to be seen again. And just know, Mother Earth and Father Spirit will take care of it, transmute it, transfigure it, transform it into something good for all. Bring the hands in front of your heart. Feel the fingers pressing one another. Take a nice inhale. Bring yourself completely into your heart. Inhale and exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Open your eyes slowly. Place your hands on your thighs. Feel the bottom of your feet, the bottom of your butt cheeks on the chair. If you're leaning and pressing up against the back of the chair, feel that. Just come back into the body. Being fully present. And setting our intention as we walk into our day going forth. Just knowing that we can do that belly breath and bring ourselves into our hearts and into this moment every second of our day. Today, tomorrow, and the next day. Thank you. Namaskar.
Wow. 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 Susie. Wow. That was an amazing, amazing session. So many different stages, which I felt like it's taking me into enlightenment, really. Experiencing things I've never experienced before. Yeah, so much gratitude to you. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, your wisdom, your love. Much, much appreciated. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And yeah, for most of us, this work is gonna take some time to really get into breathing properly, you know, bringing in prana as I need to be. And I know that will have its own impact in my physicality, in my mind, and my emotions as well as spirituality. So I'm truly, truly grateful for this time. Yeah, I don't even know what to share because I was just feeling so many different things, you know, really being so connected and feeling gratitude. And yeah, just the whole experience of going back, you know, to that space of nothingness where everything starts, and being there and feeling, and it's just been an incredible, incredible experience. And taking with me all the power, all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the help, you know, all the love with me to this world again, experiencing it the way I did. It's just been amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Wow. I just want to acknowledge Roland. Thank you so much. I hope I'm calling your name properly. I welcome you to the session. Jill, thank you so much for your staying power as well. And if anybody would like to share their experience, what they felt, what they think, and what this means to them, you know, right now and going forward. Yeah, it will be interesting to hear your thoughts. Prafulta, do you have anything you would like to add? Anything you would like to share?
Yeah, thank you, Susie. Yeah, you told already, but yeah, it was a new experience for me. It was very, very profound and healing. So I liked very much, and thank you so much to Susie for teaching us.
Wow, this is definitely, I'm so honored, and I feel so blessed that we can learn these tools. You know, today's chapter was going to be exactly about that. You know, what if you had that one power that takes you steps ahead what would you do with it? How would you feel about having it in your possession? And it's exactly the same, learning, being, and yeah, not only using it in our own lives, but also the lives of those we come across on a daily basis, our friends, our family, our co-workers, you know, people in the streets, because they need it. So this is really amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I thank my teachers who have taught me
Mm,
this knowledge.
mm, mm.
And I have a teacher, Dr. Zhang. I would like to include him in my list of teachers. Sophia Diaz and Swami Kripala for the Kripala Yoga, and Satya Saima.
Mm. Mm. Wow.
So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Very blessed to have them in my life.
Mm. Well, we were going to do the chapter review of a book review of chapter 5 today. I think we will postpone that for next week.
So sorry.
No, please don't be. I'm grateful. I'm truly, truly grateful. Today has just been an amazing. We learned so many techniques all at once. Once we can pick and choose as we go along in our lives, and from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to mastering this. And for me personally, breathing exercises are a must, to bring up my prana. So you, in many levels, just answered my prayer, showing me those tools and steps, how to go about it. So please, no regrets. It's been a blessing, definitely. Thank you.
If you can do
Yeah.
the breathing exercises outside, even better, while the weather is good.
Right.
Sitting on grass, being barefoot, right?
Mm.
You can walk and talk, take nature hikes, and do that belly breath in nature.
Oh.
That will increase the stars in your body. So the stars are real. If you have living blood work, they can tell the level of health that you have by how many stars show up in your blood work.
Wow, amazing, amazing.
So, and I will share this, Saima has had blood work done where the flower of life actually appears in her blood. So.
Wow, wow. Now I know she's an amazing, an incredible, amazing woman. I mean, in one session, she just disappeared into a ball of light. Yeah, and they tried to take a picture. They couldn't take it.
They couldn't.
What they
Exactly.
showed after that experience was something completely different from what actually happened.
Right.
They caught part of it, but yeah, she's just, we are blessed to have her. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So, those, I'm very grateful and humbled
Mhm.
to have them in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm very grateful and humbled to have Ayushakti, Ayurveda in my life, and Dr. Clint in my life, and the huge community, international community.
Mm.
Very,
Mm.
very, very, very blessed to have you all in my life.
Mm. Well, that's for sure. That is shared among all of us, definitely. I agree, 100%. Yeah, it's a blessing. So with that, if no one else would like to share, Jill or Roland, if you feel guided to share your experience, please feel free. Otherwise, we will conclude the session. For me, I think Profut as well, in fact, Jill as well, depending on where Roland is joining us from. It's almost 10 o'clock in the evening.
Okay, so long. Thank
Yeah,
you
no,
for
it's
speaking
been
with me. I
beautiful.
appreciate it.
it's been absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I look forward to having you back, teaching us, different techniques. So yeah, thank you, Susie.
Thank you.
Thank
Mwah.
you.
Namaskar. Let's rub our hands
Yeah,
together.
let's give Susie some love, definitely.
Oh, let's give ourselves love and each other love,
Oh,
because this is
oh,
crucial.
oh,
To
oh.
give and receive is
Mm.
the real magic.
Mm. Yes. Yes. Wow. Mm. Wow. So much energy, so much love. Right. Thank you.
Make sure you drink water, stay hydrated, eat something that's a little grounding, right? That's healthy and grounding.
Mm.
I don't recommend, well, those of you that are going to sleep, this is perfect. But if you do have to walk around or go outside to do anything, please make sure you're grounded and in your body and fully present before you do anything like operating heavy machinery, please.
Mm.
Please and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Susie. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see each other next week, Profulta and Jill and Roland. Hopefully
you.
you'll be able to join us next week. Susie, much love to you. Much love.
Much love to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Love you and
Bye.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.